This actually had a real Eddie moment.
It's not egregious because of the size, so there's that, I guess.
All dicks
It
matter,
counts.
Gerardo.
Yeah,
No,
because Gerardo seemed
That's-
less bothered by smaller sizes, so we have to just be like,
He was
Intimidation. Us,
There it is.
Gerardo.
That's what it is.
Micro peens exist, Gerardo, and they deserve to be respected as well.
Hey man, you're talking to the leader of the support group, buddy. Fucking, you're preaching to the choir here.
you're the
Speaking
leader
of
support
micro
group 'cause you
penis,
don't need to be a member.
welcome to the Real Stupid
Preaching
Quick
to the-
Review Show.
The choir
that's
doesn't
not
preach,
it.
though,
We're
right?
not
They
doing
just
that.
sing.
That's
the
how
choir.
we're starting this show. Unless.
Yeah, if it was about people who preach, you'd be
JK.
preachers.
Unless.
micro machines.
I
Let's talk about
am
some four-eyed fish, man.
Gerardo. I am here with Cody, Eddie, Izzy,
Hello.
and Nick for the Real Quick Review chosen by
I don't know where he
Cody.
is.
The Last Black Man in San Francisco. I blanked on the title for some reason. It's kind of a long title, but it is
Black Man
Here's a
San
little
Fran.
title.
Black Man San Fran.
Leave. It's not your loss. It's San Francisco.
I don't know how much longer we can keep doing this. But I'm not leaving. I'm the last one left. I'm with you, brother.
The Last Black Man in San Francisco by writer-director Joe Talbot is a delightful, smart, and aesthetic tale about a man who doesn't feel at home in his city anymore. The film masterfully balances themes of friendship, community, human complexity, and a sense of belonging while managing to feel unburdened by the weight of these same themes. Having grown up in the South Bay, I probably know San Francisco better than at least most people that watch this movie, and it's nice to see somewhere that's like literally close to home represented in a both like respectful but unglamorous way. The film follows the true story of Jimmie Fails as he tries to reclaim the family home he grew up in, from restoring the home with his owners still inside to eventual squatting and so on. We follow Jimmie and his best friend Montgomery as they're faced with many obstacles along their way. Some obstacles are sensible and motivated, flow along with the story, and others are as random and cruel as real life can be. Playing Montgomery is Jonathan Majors, and he's the one who often propels the story forward, with Fails playing more of a quiet role. Jonathan Majors in particular provides Montgomery with a depth and emotion beyond just his words, and honestly shows a level of acting talent beyond his experience. This is like his third thing that he's been in. But overall, Black Man San Fran delivers a compelling and emotional story about gentrification without feeling sorrowful, and it equally delivers a convincing and entertaining story of two friends trying to make each other's lives better. While it doesn't quite reach the level of polish set by directors like Wes Anderson, it does elegantly borrow many elements of Anderson's use of motion and framing to deliver a movie that is pure eye candy beginning to end. I do hope to see more from Talbot in the future, but with more polish and more kind of fleshing out of ideas in the movie. Overall, I absolutely recommend this film, and it's one I expect to be revisiting in the future. 4.5 stars.
If you've ever gone for a concert in San Francisco and you were just so frustrated and mad and you couldn't figure out where the parking was, and then you finally get done, you finish the concert, you meet a bunch of people, you love the experience, you're so happy. You don't even care if your car is trashed when you get back. You're like, you know what? Take the wheels, take the windshield, spray paint. I don't care. I had a good time. It's a very strong, demanding film that feels very down to earth and organic. The acting is well executed by Jimmie and Monty. The story is very well told. No one who lives in the Bay expects to own a property in San Francisco, so the passion and the effort put forth by the main characters really hits home. This sense of want and energy and the humanity behind it, you really feel it. It's a doomed attempt at owning property in San Francisco, but they make it look very, very aesthetically pleasing. The story is very well written, very good introduction into the actor's career. The community feel in it is pretty real. Like anybody who lives there has lived there for a long time, and it's just like the people from outside are more the intruders as opposed to the tourists. I do like the feel that you get that everybody knows everybody as big as it is. It's like a small town. You meet anybody and everybody on the same bus that you drive and ride down the street at all times. You might see naked people, but that's normal. Great message, great movie. I didn't hate it, so it doesn't mean I loved it. So I would definitely say it's worth 4 out of 5 stars.
3 dicks that we have seen in a row, not 4. I was incorrect. So on the cock counter that I now expect on the corner of the screen here, I would like you to change it from 4 to 3. But no, I mean, as Cody said, this movie, it's subtle in its the way that it expresses itself, but it's totally just it's a love letter to San Francisco. Everything was kind of just eye candy to me until I really started going into some of the articles about the movie and going into other people's opinions and watching it for a second time. That's when I really started like appreciating some more of the San Franciscan quirks, the very subtle but angry telling of how the director feels about gentrification just as a whole. They set people up to fail in a city when other more financial things come along, and they throw the people that built the city and made it what it was out. Blatantly don't respect the ground in which their new lives are built on, and just watch the people that did build everything that made them want to come to this area, and just continue to treat them like garbage in the squalor. But it was a beautiful movie to watch. Performances were fantastic. 4 out of 5.
All right, y'all. This was a rewatch for me, and it's a real fucking shame it's a rewatch so late, because when I saw this the first time, I was literally telling everyone I knew to go watch it, and nobody watched it. And I was like, okay. But yeah, this is definitely a love letter to San Francisco. All of the weird, quirky stuff that I hear people complain about who aren't from the Bay Area, they've never been to San Francisco. That shit's normal. Literally, last time I went, there was like fucking naked dude just walking around, and we're all like, okay. A lot of different themes that are like tackled in here. Gentrification is probably one of the big ones, but I really do enjoy them tackling a toxic masculinity inside of the Black community, which is probably my favorite part, actually, because it was the one part that got me the most emotional. It's still enjoyable. I still really, really like those two main characters. I mean, I remember when I first watched this, I was like quoting the movie all the damn time, and I remember fucking loving Monty. Like, me and my friend would just be talking about this damn thing, and I've been saying you can't hate it unless you love it since I've seen this movie. So I've been a fan. I've been repping it. I've read articles about this for like almost 2 years. I do have one complaint though, and it's something I knew was going to happen. I do love that it has all these very like delicate themes going on, but I also think that in the end it has a lot that it could have said, and it doesn't 100% push through, and that part gets a little sloppy. You know, practice makes perfect, and I think he made a great movie early on that ties in like not just like the spirit of San Francisco, but all of those other, as Cody said, ugly sides and like the historic sides. I think I'm still going to give this, it's going to be a 4. I am taking the faults I found like the second time into account. So 4 for me.
I think a part of this film does probably go unnoticed or unappreciated because even though I live in the Bay Area, I'm not as communally attached to San Francisco. Oil painted frames, dream smothered haze, and dark tone stage plays. This is one beautiful symbolic tragedy of a film. On its beauty, the film is extremely generous with its visuals. SF has plenty of natural beauty to it, but it also has plenty of grime. From Jimmie's amazing Victorian home to the naked guy chilling at the bus stop, no matter the environment, there was always this romantic sheen across the frame. And like Izzy said, you can't hate San Francisco unless you love it. Even with all the issues they address about the city, there's still clearly a love and appreciation for the Bay Area. On the symbolism of the home, being attached to this physical manifestation of belonging, especially when everything else in your life is fragmented, it's a theme that does hit close to home, creating this legend or story for yourself to cope with this feeling of insignificance, especially when you're part of a community that's often seen as like a faceless passerby. It helps coping with that, but ultimately, this disillusion can become all-consuming like a drug. Jimmie has clearly fallen victim to this. The play/intervention toward the end of the film reaffirms this belief for me. And on the tragedy or the issue of gentrification, buying your way into these culture-rich neighborhoods, while at the same time systematically kicking out the very same people who built and nurtured those communities, is a huge topic with even larger issues at play. The core story of this film revolves more on the results of gentrification than it as the main theme. Jimmie's resolution with him coming to terms with reality at the end was great, but I was still left feeling sad at the end of the movie. The tragedy of gentrification is ever present and unresolved. Jimmie was the last black man in San Francisco. I was mesmerized, touched, and left thinking. Any movie that can do that is a definite 5 out of 5. I like your idea last time, Cody, of the individual plugs. You want to do that again with the minis, or are we just doing that for the regulars?
Nick, do you have anything to plug?
If you want to see horror, stupid shit, follow me on Bois Ha 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 Ha. You serious? And
link down in the description. There's a lot of ha's. Just copy paste that.
Five ha's, not good. Follow Shudder. There's some really cool horror flicks on there. Anything that's new coming out, usually they'll have something cheaper and quicker and $5 a month.
5 has.
Did someone call?
God
No, it's not October yet. Go back to your casket.
That's banned until October, Cody. God damn it.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry. I don't have a calendar in here. Just ordered. Ordered to hang out with you guys. Sorry.
Check out Judas and the Black Messiah. I've seen half of it so far. We're gonna be talking about it next week. You fucking sick, man.
Follow my new Instagram page. Check off the watch list, and you could look at all the shit I've been watching. I post posters. I post frames. If I like the movie good enough, I post 2 slides of frames. And I do want to rep a movie out that's been just plaguing me. I watched Yi by Edward Yang recently. I knew it was considered one of the world's best movies, and I still don't even know how to put it into words.
But since Jonathan Majors was in this, go watch Lovecraft Country. It's fantastic. It follows Jonathan Majors and the other main characters, but it's a different genre of horror each time. So you get your Korean sex demon, you get your delving into ancient ruins with magical traps, you get your ghosts and your body horror and everything. Super fun. And then follow me on Instagram, code.y.
If you have $20 to spare, or if you're creative with your searching, I recommend Willy's Wonderland. Nick Cage is great in it. Other parts without Nick Cage are so-so, but there's more awesome Nick Cage than not Nick Cage. So
good.
Either pay $20 or get creative, or wait for the YouTube cut of the Nick Cage parts. But it is awesome.
That's gonna be it for the Real Stupid Reviews.
Real
We'll see you guys real soon. Try to stay nice. Yeah.
For a small moment of levity, Cody, when they made fun of his haircut, I thought of you because if I was sitting, no, because if we were in the same room, you would have said Yeezy ass haircut.
I almost made that joke, but Gerardo was still talking. I was gonna be like, well, he did have a Yeezy haircut.